What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukushu. We are back with another Umamusume video, and here we are with Duramente once again, since we are now getting closer. I believe sometime around next week. Don't exactly remember when. Is gonna be the CM, so pretty much is getting the Umas that I want to trained for the CM and see if we can get some ready for it. If not, then like I said in yesterday's video, probably will just end up using the League of Heroes ones that I used in November. Just because they weren't that bad. It's just they were just the last medium distance event Umas that I used. So I think it'll be okay, but we'll just see what happens when by the CM comes along. But here we are, Duramente once again. I don't think I use my Hishi Amazon, my wedding Hishi Amazon as a parent last time. I'm not too sure. You can actually take a look. Unless I did, then that's a different story. But did I? No, it looks like, yeah, two different parents that I use. But I'm going to use my Hishi Amazon. And then also the gold chip that I normally use. As for the setup, pretty much everything's the same except I swapped back to my Narita Taishin Wise card. And then obviously I can't use my Duramente speed card, so borrowed a Still in Love speed card instead to go along with my Kita speed card. And then the two stamina cards are still the same along with the same Nishino Flower power cards. So just like that, that is pretty much a setup. Nothing has really changed. So we're just going to get the run started. But before we do jump into the run and into the comments, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There is a channel called Circle Quest for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I am in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And then after that, head over to the comment section or into the channel circle requests in the Discord server and just let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, let's just get the comments loaded up and then also just doing a few turns just so we don't have Duramente just standing there. And let's just see how this run goes. Well, let's see. The first comment or batch of comments are going to be from Nova. And the first one says, well, after I fix this real quick, the first one says, wow, the counterside Danmachi collab. I dislike collabs in this gacha, particularly because it's either mid or a cash grab like Hololive EN, where they just basically sold us $35 skins. I'll be honest, I was still playing Counterside around that time when they did the Hololive EN collab, and I was like, where's the collab? Because I didn't realize that it was basically just buy the skins, right? And I was like, that sucks. And then it kind of just pushed me away from the game a little bit more until I really didn't just log in anymore. And that's what pretty much happened in Counterside, is at least one of the things that happened in Counterside for me. Counterside is just AFK gacha for me, since all I do is logins and do dailies, weeklies, and guild boss raids. Fair enough, we do only have those games. We do have those games, right? As I sit here and try to figure out which ones exactly I do that for, but I know there's at least one or two that I do that for. Danmachi is an anime I dropped at season 4 since I think I didn't really get into the storyline. Season 5 got delayed in production too, so there's that. Ooh, where did I left off in Danmachi? I don't even think I seen season 4. I think it was season 3 for me, and then I forgot I didn't continue off season 4 yet. Either way, I haven't caught up in quite a bit of anime recently because I don't know. I think I just been letting it build up this whole time. I think. But I've slowly been trying to. So we'll just see how far I get. I mean, I did catch up to Haikyuu, so that's perfectly fine. But Danmachi, I have been deciding whether or not every time I do get reminded that it exists, that I should probably catch up on it, but I'm not too sure yet. I haven't really, there's still a lot more anime that I'd probably rather catch up on first before going back to Danmachi. If there is a Yanagi rerun, I don't like. I don't know why it feels like it's been a while since I've trained her, but I probably should have done. Anyways, where were we? If there's a Yanagi rerun, I don't know if I want to pull her or not. Still not a fan of the Megane and her gameplay is kind of weird for me. Really. Her gameplay was pretty much straightforward. If you're not like, if you're just running her with Bernice and whatever support you have, it's kind of just pretty much the same as. Well, I wouldn't want to say pretty close to Miyabi because Miyabi can pretty much just wreck everything. Just makes it even faster if you have a support, I guess, that buffs her attack and all that. So, but Yanagi is you can basically say kind of like Miyabi. If you're not running Miyabi with her, for example, her Bernice and we'll just say Caesar, you pretty much just trigger burn and then get the boost or the buffs from Caesar and just on field for pretty much most of the time until you just do the rotation all over again with a Bernice again. It's just easier. You just want to just keep triggering disorder. It would cause a stupid amount of damage. Like, she was doing a stupid amount of damage before Miyabi was released, and then Miyabi got released and it was even more than Yanagi. Although if you're running her with Miyabi, she will get less field time, obviously. But it's kind of the same thing, except this time you start off with like Miyabi, do some disorder stuff, trigger disorder, or Miyabi, Caesar into, or Caesar Miyabi into Yanagi. Oh no, I did that wrong. Oh, I guess that's fine. And then you want to go back to Miyabi to just basically finish it off. Pretty much that. It's not really that weird. I think you're probably trying her out in the, I guess, the Miyabi Labyrinth, that's what you called it yesterday in that event. But even though I mainly do use Miyabi, I was still using Yanagi whenever I felt like damage wasn't going as much as I was used to, because obviously they were just trial characters that were able to use. But yeah, she's not that bad. She's not that bad. Even though primarily if we were using Miyabi's mainly the only one who we see unless we're doing chain attacks, I guess. If you decide to do chain attacks, I should say. But yeah, I guess also the fact that you didn't use her at all since you didn't pull for her anyway, so I guess it's understandable. One Uma that's still missing is no reason. Yeah, that is true. She is missing. I don't know why I remember her, but I don't think I need a reason to explain myself. It's probably because of her name. Maybe. Probably just her name. Every time you seem to mention her, you kind of just capitalize her name and try to mess around with it for that comment at least. At the final scene of chapter 5, what did you think happened to Belle and why? There was a flash of light and they had traces of anomaly slash hollow on them. This makes me think that maybe the twins aren't exactly your typical humans after all. The suspicion was there when the suspicion was there when they could operate a bamboo with just their mind. That's obviously not normal. Then its very AI came about, and I think it's more sentient than just an AI, so to speak. It's gonna be interesting to see how they develop the lore. Yes, you can't say their mind, but they have eye implants. I don't know if you remember that being mentioned. They do have eye implants, which is why they are able to control the bamboo and see from their eyes. They just have some kind of implants. I don't think they... I guess they technically do control the bamboo, but I don't... The only thing I do remember that they do have, I don't know if they have anything else besides the eye implants, but other than that, with the backstory that we know about their teacher and being the one who taught them pretty much what they know, or how to use the HDD, I guess. I think it just has a... We'll probably learn more about them once we get more into the, I guess, meat and potatoes of the story, right? So obviously we'll get to learn more about their teacher, probably what they learned, maybe even see what they went through as they were kids or when they were growing up. I don't know. I don't remember how long ago it was between the old capital and when they moved into the new capital or new Eridu, I guess. Final scene. Flash of light. You mean the explosion? From like the last remains of Bringer, which was just a hand. The only really real question I had during that scene was pretty much how they basically came out of that explosion unscathed. It's the real question. Because with their eyes glowing after, pretty much just shows their showed off their, I guess, quote unquote eye implants. Because that's what they called it, at least. So I'm just gonna go along with that. Although I think the eye implant just has something to do with like the HDD slash bang boost stuff. So I don't know what else they probably have under them, but I guess you could say that their eyes glowing is, I guess, some kind of proof that they do have the eye implants. Well, obviously, because they can still control EOS from the HDD. As for the fairy AI, yeah, definitely has something more to do than just a typical AI. If you remember from the beginning, prior to when just in the beginning, I think, chapter 1, with like the cutting hairs and all that. When Fairy was, I guess you could say, introduced to them, there was a scene where they said like she got activated or something like that. I don't know really. I don't remember too well, but it was like a small cutscene. before that, so we'll see what happens as the lore develops. I just realized you put Boogaloo, but I think my mind just auto-corrected it to Bang Boo because we were talking about Zenless. I always use Chun-Li every time I log in, so I don't think that would change for a long time. It's kind of like me having Vivlos always on my main screen. I guess that's relatable. Maybe one day Chun-Li will have a buffer for her. Until then, she will always just be an underdog waifu like Vivlos is. I don't know how Chun-Li's an underdog waifu. And if you're worried about her buffer, he's coming. He's coming. Keyword he. And if you know who I'm talking about, it's Brent. Because that's when Chun-Li's getting her rerun. Which he's more of a support for Fusion. So there's your answer. Basically phase 2 of next patch for Wuwa. And yes, he's a dude. Because you obviously played the story. The reason why it also they made it obvious is because for phase 1 they're rerunning Shorekeeper before Chun-Li. At least that's what I've seen, at least. And obviously we know that Chun-Li was released way before Shorekeeper, but since Phoebe is Spectro, they decided to match her along with Shorekeeper because obviously, there you go. They're just matching the elements, I guess, from what it seems like as of right now. Kind of like with what they did with Carlota with Zezha, because we already had Chun-Li already, but she got released rerun first. So I feel like they're planning to re-release these characters with the same elements. I don't know about next one though with Rochi. I don't remember actually, but I guess it doesn't necessarily matter at the same time. She's more sub DPS if anything. But yeah, I don't think Chun-Li's an underdog waifu like Vivlos is. I don't know what that has to do with her not having a buffer. because just by herself she is really stupid strong. And then moving on, well, just learned that the CEO of our bank is giving us 1K for no reason. I guess this will be my Wuwa Gacha funds. Rochia and Jinsei's weapon. Here I come. All I can say is good for you. Good for you. Oh yeah, just saw the first episode of I was about to say 1,000. Jeez. 100 Girlfriends season 2, and I have to say that this is going to be a great season as well. I'm glad that they're keeping the original 6 in the limelight, as most harem anime often just include 1 or 2 of the girls in one episode. Well, that's good to hear. Like I said, I haven't really caught up in any of the previous anime seasons recently. So, well, like completely or like a good chunk. I've been kind of out of the loop for a bit. So I don't know when I'm gonna watch that, but we'll see what happens. Because I have been trying to slowly come back to it. Then yeah, Miyabi really is a team of her own. I use it for the weekly hollow run now, and she can solo pretty much everything. Oh yeah. Yeah, that weekly hollow thing that's like simulated universe or Star Rail. Even though I put in the whole team, I'm just mainly on Miyabi, or just using Miyabi because I don't really have any reason to go do the full rotation of the team, because just the buffs on its own that you get from the weekly is good enough. I don't really need the other team or the other team members, but I just have them there just because. And even the other, I don't know, we'll call it weekly, but I guess we'll call it bi-weekly because it does update every 2 weeks. I forgot what it was called, but it's the one where you need 3 teams, and the one that has an ice weakness, which is the first one, and you need 20k points for each to get the full rewards. I pretty much just use in the first one Miyabi along with Sokaku, just so I don't know why I have Sokaku, but I'm pretty sure I could just do it Miyabi. But yeah, I have Sokaku with her, mainly just using Miyabi, obviously, and easily get 20 plus k, like 22k I think was the highest I went with my Miyabi, at least. But yeah, that game mode is pretty much giving me a reason to make sure that I fix my setups on like the Juyuin, Jingyi, heck, probably even Ellen, because the weakness has been Ice Ether like the past 2 times. So we'll see what happens. Might also need, I think I need to also check up on my Lucy build, because I don't think I finished her drive sets. Not too sure. But I think I'll worry about that a little bit later on, because with the new patch, yeah, 1.5 coming up. Wait, 1.5? 1.5, right? Coming up next week with Astra Yao being the new first limited ether support. I'm gonna have to build her because I don't have to use Nicole after that, pretty much. Also, so there's that, and then after that, I'll work on the others if need be, or start pre-farming for Evelyn, because she's gonna be a fire attacker, basically. I guess you could say Pyro Creeping Soldier 11. Which I do not have still. I do not have Soldier 11 still. I think I'll just do this. I was just kind of hoping we'd get the crane game, mini game, but I guess not. What's this one? It's fine. It's fine. Maybe I should have just rested fully, but it's fine. It's kind of funny that the 2 gachas, Wu and Zenith, just so happen to release broken glacial ice characters with a height that would make Yujin very happy at the same time. He could I can add a 3rd one to that with Genshin, Sitlali, because she is a broken ice character as well, at least from what I've seen, because I haven't built mine yet. But yeah, technically 3 for me, so I just need to build the 3rd one. Miyabi, for me, Miyabi came out first, then Sitlali, and then Carlota. But I should probably do that if I want to get some power done. We'll just see what happens. But yeah, technically 3 for me. Yeah, obviously ears don't count. I didn't say nothing, but... And then Carlota, I heard is broken too, so I can't wait to use her for regular content. Oh yeah, definitely, she is broken. Once you get like your build built correctly, or optimize, I meant. And then even I wouldn't say the team necessarily matters, because I seen a Carlota teamed up with a level 40 Yang Yang and a level 70 Verena, and she did stupid amount of damage. I only seen it because my brother showed it to me. Like I said, he shows me a lot of these clips and all that, but yeah. But also you can use her as a quick swap in a quick swap team with Chun-Li and still do a stupid amount of damage. So yeah, she is broken. She is broken. And then lastly, yeah, I can see that Wu is going to be called Farm Up very soon once we get Rochia. I don't know why you're saying Rochio, but I'm missing Echoes, Fortes, and etc. Yeah, I just started farming for the Echoes. The new Havoc Echoes, which I think are called Midnight Veil. As for the Forte material, not too sure if I have enough. I don't know if I have it, to be exact, but if it's the same thing that we've been using for Carlota for one of the Ascension materials and Forte materials, then we're gonna have a problem. Because it's gonna be like that Star Ascension material all over again. Or I'm not gonna have enough. Especially since they just, you know, started this patch, and so we are definitely not gonna have enough. So pretty much forced to farm, if anything. I just fought Sentry Guardian to get a crit rate one with substats, crit rate, energy regen, liberation damage, heavy attack damage, and attack. So it's like double crit rate. It is double crit rate. I do want to do this. Is it about the same? Okay, I will do this just because. No, it's fine, because we do need to bring up Yoyoi's bond a bit, and it is higher than a Y, so it'll be fine. It'll be perfectly fine. But I think I need a crit damage one. Her weapon gives out a lot of crit damage already. Well, the crit rate is 60 to 70%. It should be decent enough. Now, that's what I'm trying to do, is run a crit damage one. Because her, like you said, crit rate is 60 to 70%, which is pretty much the... Okay, if you can get it higher, good for you. While having a really high crit damage, but... Honestly, 60 to 70% should be fine. Heck, the ones I saw was just like the high 50s, so with a stupid amount of crit damage. So I think that's fine. But basically, I'm trying to run a crit damage one whilst having 60+% at least. So I'm trying to really get better level 3 and level... At least change, I think, 2 of them. One level 3, one level 1 Echo. And I think also I need to change my Sentry Guardian. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. But right now, since it's... I don't know if it's a week before. I actually don't remember. A week before? I'm not sure. I forgot how long. Until... think it is like a week before Rochia gets released, so yeah, I decided to just start farming some kind of Havoc echoes just so I can have maybe some echoes for her. If I do end up pulling her, obviously. Well, I will try pulling for her. Ending up pulling her is a different story. But yeah, 60-70% should be decent enough. And other than that, that is going to be pretty much it for all the comments from Nova. Appreciate it as always. I guess a slight update before moving on to the final comment, which is from Rick, is oh, we failed that training. How unfortunate. I'm gonna do it again. I probably shouldn't, but I'll do it again. Game just doesn't want me to, you know, trust them with more than 10% of I mean, I don't care anymore, but it's like really back to back where I've had runs earlier this scenario and even midway through the scenario where I was doing fine with 18 plus for a bit. Back to back, that it's kind of rude. It's kind of rude. With the, what's it called? Into the Pale, the basically Miyabi Labyrinth event where just like you get this like a skill tree also and all that. For the most part, I think I finished most of it. For the most part, I just need to do the last few commissions that was added after finishing the main, like a story of it. So that will be out of the way, and I think I'll have like 2 more events and Zenless to finish. I'm just slowly catching up to it. Really, that didn't bring up her motivation. It's kind of unfortunate, but oh well. And then I think that's just the main game I've been trying to finish the events on, because Zenless, once that's done, I want to at least get started on exploration, and I guess, yeah, exploration for Wuwa, at least some kind of exploration done. But I think even before that, I still need to catch up on the story for Genshin, which is, I'm not really too much in a rush, but it's kind of a pain just having it sit there, because I'm just like, it's already been 2 weeks. And now that Star Rail has been, what the heck? Now that Star Rail has gotten into their new patch, I think into the 3.0. Yeah, I think 3.0. It's gonna be more story there, so I think I should probably, I think knowing me, I'll probably tackle Star Rail first before Genshin, and then we'll go from there. But Zenless next week, yeah, there's just stuff to catch up on. But that's pretty much it. Oh, I guess also later, was it later tonight, later tomorrow, or tomorrow for Girls Frontline? I'm not too sure. I'm gonna motivate her. There we go. There's the crane game. I think Girls Frontline has the new banner coming out. Don't know if I'm pulling though. Don't know. Oh. Well, that was fun. But anyways, let's go over the final comment, and then I'll let's go through the just like yesterday, just let the scenario finish out or training finish out before I come back. Nishino flower holding on to Nishino flower. Oh, never mind. But let me just finish this part real quick. I guess we'll go for the Ryan one since it looks like there's some. Oh, I messed that one up. Good job, me. Good job, me. But anyways, going on with Rick's comment, what genre of anime do you like or watch the most? The most? I think the one I've seen the least is horror. Honestly speaking, that's probably the same because the horror genre in anime is not really, there's not really a lot if you're gonna compare it to like all the other genres, to be quite honest. So as much as I love horror as a genre, and plus the horror anime, the horror genre, or the horror anime in general, it doesn't necessarily bring out that horror element that I'm looking for. It's more psychological. I think me and Nova had this on like discussion in the comment section, or when I was going over the comments like last year, sometime, been a while. But the most I'm not sure, but I think shonen and shoujo are pretty great, and I like to see comedy spark us. I guess sprinkled into what you meant, but it's fine. And then since there is an extension, I'll say also I like sports and anime. I do too. I did just mention Haikyuu earlier in this video. But I like sports and anime manga that focus on comedy are a fun watch. Kuroko no Basket, Haikyuu, and Slam Dunk were great. I agree. And there are others that I didn't mention, but also like. Watch the most. I think it's hard to avoid the fact that probably just your typical shonen might be the most genre, I guess. But I've seen a lot of anime, rom-coms, sports, not as much as those, but like the rom-coms and comedy focus shonen, because obviously there are a good amount of sports animes, but good sports anime that actually I enjoyed watching. Well, not gonna really deny, but I think most of the sports anime I've watched, I've pretty much enjoyed it, even if it's just the short ones. I want to know about watching the most, because I like my gacha games, like my video games. It's a whole variety. Like if I get tired of your typical action shonen, I like to move over to like maybe comedy, rom-coms, and all that. I don't necessarily stick to one, or I'll go to sports. So yeah, I don't really know about watching the most, or even like genre in general, because I don't necessarily stick to one for too long, because then I'll get tired of just basically seeing, I guess you could say, pretty much the same thing all over again. I've used my friend as an example, because he only primarily watches basically action shonen anime, and if I were to watch like 3 back to back, I'll most likely get tired of it sooner than later. So I shift over to genres and try not to stick around the same ones. As for sports anime, I mean, the ones you mentioned, Kuroko no Basket, Haikyuu, and Slam Dunk, obviously seen them, but I've seen many more than that. Yowamushi Pedal is actually one of my favorite ones, on par with Haikyuu. I just don't know which one of the two I prefer, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one. For me, at least. Not really a baseball guy, but watching Diamond No Ace was actually not bad. I did enjoy it. And I've watched also like the small, I guess you could say the smaller ones, like I think it was called Hinomaru Sumo. I said sumo. I remember seeing a badminton one. Some other volleyball one, I forgot what it was called. What was it called? I think it was called I Shield 21. The football one, the American football one, if I'm not mistaken, a long time ago. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head what I've seen, but I've seen a good amount of sports anime, and for the most part, I did enjoy them. For the most part. So yeah, don't really have a set genre. It's more like whatever I'm feeling. It's how I see it, at least. But if you were just gonna go like a typical genre that I do like watching, if we're talking about like regular movies, speaking like Conjuring and all that, it would be like horror movies. I love horror movies. Which is a shame because, like I said earlier in your comment, responding to your comment, horror genre in anime is not necessarily like horror, more psychological horror, but it's fine. I still enjoy it. And then Nova responded saying, harem for me, enough said. Isekai is getting old, to be honest, and I kind of want to see more original anime genres like High School of the Dead. Well, what does harem anime and High School of the Dead have in common? Nova would know because we know his character tastes. Enough said. I don't need to go beyond that. Sorry, Nova. But I will agree with well, I don't really necessarily care for the isekai genre too much. If it's an isekai genre, it's just whatever's to me. I'll still watch it and enjoy it depending on the one I'm watching, I guess. But it doesn't really necessarily bother me too much because of, all the genres that I typically do watch, along with sprinkling in the isekai genre, because it's really not that much. At least recently I've caught up to. Well, I say that, but I haven't really caught up to an isekai anime in quite a bit. Yeah, it's been a while, so I guess not right now, but when I'm normally going on watching anime normally, I do jump around genres, so I don't let one genre typically get old. But when it starts feeling like I'm getting tired of that specific genre is only because I went back to back way too much. That's pretty much it. But other than that, I think that is pretty much it for all the comments. So, thank you, Nova and Rick, for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. I think that getting the upgrade exam to an A only and the 2 failed trainings, along with having to motivate her in the beginning of the 3rd year, kind of screwed me over. So obviously we didn't get the upgrade exam to an S, so unfortunate, but it is what it is. I don't even think we'll be able to do it for this one. It's kind of weird. Because last week, or even the first week we started training, or I started training, I was having, I guess you could say, slight issue with that specific one, the 4th upgrade exam. I don't know why. Probably has something to do with failed trainings because it does waste a turn depending on the outcome of the failed training, whether if it's just a motivation down or you get the worst one with negative status. But I think that's pretty much it. That makes it. But it's been happening more recently. Like, I know we started off the prep with Teo, and that one, just like this Duramente, we got an A on the 4th upgrade exam. And I think also that week we had, like, I think Duramente as well went through it. I think Cap also. I'm not too sure. Maybe Gentle Donna. I don't remember. Then last week, I think it happened once or twice as well. And then now we have Duramente going through it again. So it's kind of weird to me. Kinda weird to me. But we still have time. So hopefully we'll be able to turn things around. But we'll see what happens. But we are already heading towards the end. So let's just see how this run goes. 97, 87. I'm just going to try, but I don't think we'll be able to do it. We only got one turn left, which is this one. Yeah, we won't be able to make it to 0. So yeah, that's pretty much how it is. If I get upgrade exam A for one of them, or at least for the 4th one, I feel like the next one is just hard to come back to. I mean, we almost did it, but typically when I fail one, or I say fail, but get 1 to A, it doesn't work out for me for the most part for the rest of the run, unfortunately. But let's just quickly go through the Ura finals. At least yesterday's run kind of made up for the Teo run from the first week. Kind of made up for it in a way. So I guess we'll be okay. I guess it'll be okay. Yeah, this one's not going to be so great, so I don't necessarily care what I pick. Honestly speaking. We'll just do that. First Ura finals done. But we did get an S in medium distance, which is unfortunate because in yesterday's video with Teo, we didn't get any S aptitudes, but this one with Duramente we did. I would rather have had it for yesterday's video because it was a better run, but oh well. It's Uma. It is Uma. I'm just saving it for the last one. At least the whatever it's called. Don't remember it right now. All right, let's see. I guess we'll just give it to Wise. There we go. On to the final race. And to the end of the run. I'm just gonna try and quickly go through all pick out the skills, because the skills don't generally matter too much on a Uma that I'm not gonna use. So I don't even know, did I get power to 1200? I guess I did, for what it looks like at least. Yeah, let's just quickly do this, because we didn't even get chain event 3 for Airshikar, so it's another. Yeah, plus I don't even think I will get enough skill points. At least from what I remember with these kind of runs, I don't necessarily get enough skill points for what I want. So we'll just grab whatever. $229. I guess what I can do is just do that 57. No, we'll just leave it there. Don't really care. Don't really care. This will most likely be another UE. Most likely. Yeah. UE2. That's kind of scary, because I don't want to fall back down to UF. But anyways, we ended off with 1562 speed, 1439 stamina, 1248 power, 851 guts, and 998 wise. Really low on that one. Don't really have much to say about the run. So besides it being bad and things were unfortunately didn't go our way or my way. So with that being said, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you guys been doing at prep, if you guys haven't, or what characters you guys are planning to bring if you haven't mentioned it before. And also if there's anything else y'all want to talk about, whether it's Pretty Derby, different other animes, games, or any other questions you want to ask me, just leave it down in the comment section. As long as it's appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There's a channel called Circle Request for those who haven't joined a circle and are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I am in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you want to join the circle. And after that, head over to the comment section once again, or to the Circle Request channel in the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you once again, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.